Welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
So we're coming to you Sunday instead of right after the game because we needed to digest the win. It had been a while since we had a regulation win. We needed to let that simmer for a bit.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, we did a podcast Friday night after another loss. So we thought we'd just cool the jets here, take a nice fresh breath of air, and come at you Sunday with just unload it all on Sunday instead.
So basically, to break down last night, not a hell of a lot happened in the game, but the Leafs walked away with a 2-0 win. Jack Campbell comes away with a shutout. Back-to-back shutouts if you go back to February 27th when his last game against the Oilers, he shut them out.
Yeah, here's the story, right? Like, this is the story.
This is it. This is the only story.
The only story. Well, there is a couple other stories, but this is the main story. Dude, I didn't think Calgary played that great, but still.
I didn't think Calgary played great Friday night.
No, fair enough. But okay, fair enough. Didn't think the Flames played great in either game. But here's the big difference. Even though they didn't play great, got the saves when they needed the saves on Saturday night.
He made a couple big ones.
Oh, the double
pad, the double pad
stack, fucking 1980 style, man. Billy Ranford,
Glenn Healy style, just kicking her out like that.
Love that. But no, that's it, right? He made the saves when they needed him to make the save, and
he stopped a tricky tip. There was a tricky tip that bounced off the ice, and like I said Friday night after the podcast, Freddie's not reacting. Campbell was reacting. He was fast.
Oh, for sure. And that's just his style, really. But look, he gets injured in like the third or fourth game of the season. He misses a month. He comes back, gets a shutout, re-aggravates the groin, misses another 3 weeks, comes back like 3 weeks to the day. Boom, another shutout. Like, what the fuck, man? He's 4-0 on the season, 2 back-to-back shutouts. Like, Freddie apparently has not even re-aggravated, but I guess re-aggravated. I don't think it's his injuries healed in the first place. He was kind of playing through it, right, Anderson? He
was. And they said that the game that Hutch let in the 2 soft goals last Sunday, they didn't think Freddie was going to play that game. And then he kind of got thrown into it, right? He probably mentally, physically, he wasn't totally prepared to go into it. And it kind of, we know it's a groin injury. They won't say it's a groin injury. We know it's a groin injury. He tweaked it a little bit more.
Yeah, of course, 100%. But, so Keith's post-game presser, basically he's like, okay, well, he doesn't think Fred's going to be available for this coming week, or at least Thursday in Ottawa. They're in Ottawa on Thursday. Then they got the Oilers back home on Saturday this week. I mean, it's a no-brainer to me, man. You let Freddie rest until he is completely healthy. Work with the goalie coach. Make sure the groin is 100% before he gets back in that net.
Yeah, the groin and the brain.
Well, that might be tougher than the groin.
I think between the ears, Freddie's not quite the confidence. It's just the confidence isn't there. He's not seeing the puck. So outside of the fact that he may be hurting, upstairs, he's just not all there right now. And he needs to work on that. But what do you think about riding Campbell? Are you comfortable with it? Is this are you totally just okay? Are you let's do this. Let's ride Campbell. I have all the confidence in the world in him. Or are you just hoping that Freddie comes back to his old self? How are you feeling?
That's difficult. I think you got to go with Campbell at this point. But yes, ultimately hope that Freddie comes back to his old self. That they're going to need that, because is this Campbell's playing great, but is he playing over his head? Is he going to come back down to reality eventually? Is this really Jack Campbell, or is he just on a heater and really he'll settle back down to maybe where he really is?
Yeah, he's never really had the chance to take the ball and run with it. In LA, he played behind Quick. He was never going to get the ball and running with it, with Quick in the net down there. This is his first chance in the NHL. He's drafted in 2010. It's 2021. This is his first chance to sort of run with it and see what he can do. So we may find out a lot about Campbell. We may find out that he's average, or we may find out that we have a pretty good goalie. We don't know.
He may be above average.
He may be above average.
There's rumors out there.
Well,
But
I haven't heard those rumors.
Oh, they're floating around. Trust me.
All right.
But look. At this point in time, they have no choice but to play Jack Campbell. That's it. It's clear. It's clear, cut and dry. That's it. Like, you play Jack for sure on Thursday, and we'll see what happens. Like, I would probably go again. Like I said, I wouldn't put Freddie back in there until he is 100% healthy. The groin is feeling good, and he's had enough work with the goalie coach where his mental aspect of the game, he's feeling a lot stronger. But I mean, where's he going to be at really mentally if he's not playing and not, you know what I mean? Like, how do you build the confidence? Like, what are they going to send him to the Marlies for a fucking week? I don't think so. So how are you going to build, like, can you build that confidence back up through practice? I don't personally think you can.
No.
To an extent.
I know what you're saying. He's got to get in and he's got to play.
Yeah, he's got to fight through it. But he doesn't look like he's capable of doing that right now.
And with 20-something games left, and now you've fallen back into the pack where it is just mere points between playoffs and no play. It's mere points between winning the division and not making the playoffs. Can they gamble on that? Can they gamble on letting Freddie work through it? Or do you just got to be tough. Like, you know, like look at all the teams in the past. Remember Pittsburgh, Marc-Andre Fleury was kind of going through some shit, and they decided to ride Matt Murray, and they rode him all the way to the Stanley Cup, pretty much sent Fleury packing to Vegas.
Yeah.
Jordan Binnington came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens all the time. You just have to, it doesn't matter about who makes the most money and who's your number one. If Campbell is hot, there's no time to let Freddie work through it. Campbell's in the pipes. That's the end of the story until he sucks.
You're right.
And then Freddie has a chance to work through it.
There's no more remaining back-to-backs this month, okay? But April, they have 4 back-to-backs. So, like, do you see a scenario where they've got this week coming up? They've got Ottawa Thursday, Edmonton on Saturday, Edmonton again on Monday, and then they're going out to Winnipeg. Jeez, man, Edmonton, Winnipeg. These are going to be crazy games coming up the next couple weeks again. But, these are crucial games. You're going to be playing Winnipeg twice, Edmonton twice. Winnipeg twice, Edmonton twice in the next 2 weeks. So who do you want to net for those games? Those are big games right there. Like, and then you go back to Calgary and it's like Ottawa again and like Montreal. Like, there's not, they still have a shitload left with Winnipeg, but they're winding down against Edmonton here. So
yeah, they play don't they have 6 more against Winnipeg?
Yeah, I think so.
In the next little while.
Fuck, there's only, this is the last week of March. There's only a month and a week left after this week.
Yeah. And they have to play, I think they play Winnipeg 10 in total.
Yeah.
So
those games are going to decide that's it right there. Like that could decide top spot.
There's no time to let Freddie work through it. There's just no time. You have to ride Campbell.
I think so. So I'm looking at the schedule. So what then? Their next back-to-back is the 4th and the 5th of April against the Calgary Flames. That's their next back-to-back. And that's coming off of 2 games against Edmonton, 2 games against Winnipeg, and then a back-to-back on the 4th and the 5th of April against Calgary. Does Fred not get back? Do you ride Campbell right until that back-to-back?
I ride Campbell until he falters. And I don't mean falter like lose. Yeah, I mean falter where he is at the level of Hutch and Freddie.
Okay, so
if he goes in and loses 2-1 but makes 33 saves, he's playing again the next game.
Okay, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. This is a very I can't believe this is happening. But that Freddie has dipped this low, that it is a serious thing in the fan base, in the media, in behind closed doors with the team right now. This conversation is like, what are we doing in net? Can we trust Anderson, or do we have to play Jack Campbell? Like, this is a real thing. I can't even believe Freddie's game has gotten here.
I wouldn't even be surprised. Like, that's surprising that we've gotten to that point, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are looking to ship Freddie out of town.
Oh, no way.
By the trade deadline. I would not be surprised. I think Kyle Dubas, like I said in the last podcast, last year he saw the numbers declining and thought to himself, I got to upgrade. Couldn't do it.
Chad, who the fuck is bringing in Freddie Anderson right now? Why would another team bring him in? For what? A cup run?
I don't know.
No, why are you bringing him in?
I don't know. I'm just saying they're probably trying.
Like, I wouldn't.
They're probably trying to upgrade goalie.
Okay.
Like it wasn't on the radar a while ago, but right now, if you're going to win the Stanley Cup this year, are you going to do it with Jack Campbell and Freddie Anderson?
Maybe,
but
there's a lot
Freddie's been playing.
No, you're right. There's a lot of unknowns there. And I don't believe, unless they win a cup or something crazy happens in the playoff where Anderson really shows himself. And like we talked about this on Friday, like I think this is the end of the road for Freddie Anderson in Toronto. I think this is it. So yeah, would it be nice to get something for him? But yeah, that probably would have been better to do in the offseason, because now it's like, fuck, what are you going to do? Like, you're not going to get a ton for him, because I don't think a team, like, I'm trying to even think of a team that would.
What if you get another Jack Campbell, another backup that has potential somewhere else, and you run the two of them?
It's risky too, though.
It is, but
what if Fred finds his game like halfway through April, and he goes on a heater? No, they're not trading.
Yeah, you're right. I just wouldn't be surprised if they're looking at it. Right?
It's not the time. Like, it's not the time to do it. They
Like,
should have done. They should have done it.
You don't rock the boat.
No, but here's with that too. Like the whole quarantine thing. Like, if they made a deal for a goalie, the guy's not going to, like, if they wait till the deadline,
You're right.
which is the 12th.
He's got to be 14 days in quarantine.
So the guy's not even.
You'd have Campbell and Hutch for 2 weeks.
Right. Exactly. So or Vinny V, but.
Or Vinny V. I don't see Vinny V ever.
I think he's going to make an appearance.
I see Joseph Wall before I see Vinny V.
I don't know, maybe. But look, the whole quarantine thing, I think that puts a kibosh on a goalie trade right there. Because if deadline's coming up the 12th of April, they bring someone up from the States. Like, I don't think they're going to grab one of the goalies from any of the other Canadian teams. So you grab. Although it would be interesting if Vancouver slips out and like maybe Holtby became available or something like that. That would kind of be interesting. But
that's what I'm saying.
So the quarantine would not be needed. That would be maybe something I would look at. A goalie that's won the cup. Like if Vancouver is out by the but that's so, like, they're kind of fighting. They're fighting for the fourth spot too, right?
And that's not just the North Division. Like, in every division, there's pretty much one team in every division that's not going to make the playoffs. But 1 through 6 in every damn division is so tight. There's nobody giving up. There's nobody giving up.
Like, do you think Kyle Dubas has the balls to be like, if Vancouver does slip out, like, is the only goalie in the North Division, is Holtby not the only guy that kind of makes sense?
He's the only guy I could see any team parting with. Maybe Ottawa has a ton of like no-namers that they.
No, but that's not a guy you want for a fucking. I know what you're saying. Holtby would be the guy that would not, like, you don't not.
Yeah, like Calgary's not parting with either Riddick or Markstrom.
No, I don't think so.
And Vancouver, Holtby, they would part with Holtby.
Right, $4 million. Fred's making $5 million. So you give, but this is a risky thing. Like, I think Holtby has term on his deal though, so they probably wouldn't want to do that unless the Leafs threw in their first round pick and Nick Robertson or something like that.
But you can only protect one goalie in the expansion draft.
Right.
So maybe if you took someone on, it doesn't have to be Holtby, but if you took someone on with term, you protect Campbell and you hope that Seattle takes the guy that you have.
No, I don't. There's going to be goalies unprotected. Like, I don't think even if Campbell's left unprotected, we'll get into this later, like in a future episode. I don't
get to that later.
Well, we'll get to that later, but I don't think Campbell will be picked by Seattle. I think there's going to be better goalies out there
Fleury was available for the Vegas.
Yeah, I know. Like, I think there'll be better goalies. So I'm not even worried about that. But like, I don't know. Would you feel more comfortable with Holtby and Campbell right now? I probably would.
Right now, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe Freddie works through this, like you say. Maybe he comes back in April and all of a sudden he's Freddie Anderson from 2017.
Maybe. True.
Just amazing. But
what if Holtby becomes Braden Holtby from 2017?
And the difference is Braden Holtby has not only won a playoff round, he's won a cup. Freddie Anderson can't get by a round.
Dude, imagine having a guy in the pipes that's like won the whole damn thing. Like Freddie's confidence. See, this is the whole thing that worries me about. Fuck, man, we spent most of the Fridays podcast talking about Freddie too, but it's just
I
such a
know, but
thing. But like,
it's all anybody's talking about.
look,
we will
like,
get into knobs.
yeah, we will. But like, look, another thing with Fred is, and this is a huge problem, is that okay, does he find his confidence again to finish out the regular season and like they finish strong and they end up winning the division, whatever? That's all great. But then it's a whole other fucking thing when playoffs come. Because is he going to go back to like can't win the big game Freddie in the playoffs, or like or is he going to ride the? So there's so many unknowns here. Like we don't know what's going to go on here. Is he going to find it and just run with it? And he's a different guy and whatever. Chances are probably not. If we're looking at reality here,
is it going to get to a point where they get to let's say they're playing Montreal in the first round, and they get to a game 7, and he lets in another 5, 6, 7 goals, and they're out in the first round?
Oh, he's going to get torched. Absolutely fucking torched.
He won't be around to hear all the.
Well, he'll be getting torched on his. He'll be getting torched on his way out. Like, I mean, that's. He can't.
This is what I'm saying. Dubas is thinking about this. We're talking about this, and we're just two schlubs on a podcast. The general manager has to be thinking, this goalie cannot get it done.
No, but he can't be the. Yeah, you're right. Maybe, and we're gonna find that out, I believe. But like, he can't be the reason, or I hope he is not the reason why they don't. It cost them. Like, I hope he's not the reason why they can't get it done this year. I really hope it's not that.
I hate to say it. Everyone will take out the 2 games last weekend back to back. The stretch between Vancouver and up to last weekend, those 4 games, 2 against Winnipeg, 2 against Vancouver, they were all on Freddie. He got outplayed by the other goalies in every game.
Yeah, 100%.
Say, oh, well, he didn't have a chance on this goal. He didn't have a chance on that goal. You know what? If last night Campbell, we talk about the game being boring and Campbell just did what he had to do.
Yeah.
Because he didn't let any soft goals, you didn't really notice Campbell except for those big saves. That's what I want from Freddie. I don't want to see shots from the point slipping by every fucking. And not only that, first goals, man. He's letting in like first shots or first of the 3 shots is going.
I was ecstatic last night to get out of the first period without letting a goal in.
I was ecstatic to get out of the first 3 minutes.
No, I know. I was thinking that too, but.
So I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of Freddie Andersen lovers and a lot of gold. Like a guy like Noodles, he'd be on me right now for saying it. But this is
maybe not though. I don't know. Like
this is on Freddie Andersen, man. This streak that they've been on is on Freddie Andersen. It's deflating. It's hard to play in front of a goalie that has lost his confidence. Last night they looked like a different team. Campbell made the saves he had to make. They pulled out a 2-0 win. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting. Like, we're going to see what happens. Like, after this 4-day stretch here coming up, they're basically back to every other night until as far as they go in the playoffs. So there's no more breaks. This is it. It's over. They might have a couple days off here and there coming back from out west or whatever, but there's no large gap of days off after this. This is it. So, we're going to find out what's up. Like, I think they might use the Freddie thing as like this week they can get away with, it's out of our hands because Fred's not available anyway. But when Fred becomes available, then what? We'll see.
I think,
we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like you said. They're going to hit a back-to-back, and Freddie's going to get his chance. And if it's another 4 goals and 18 shots,
oh God,
Campbell will go back in.
Yeah. So this is going to be super interesting. The goalie thing down the stretch, but okay. So anyway, they win 2-0.
It's kind of funny. The whole season, it's the last thing we've talked about. Things were going so well.
Yeah.
We were just like, we got Campbell, we got Hutch is playing well. We never thought about it. And then all of a sudden, Freddie started playing bad and all the walls caved in. That was the end of her.
Yeah, it's so true, man.
Fucking goaltending is the weirdest position in all of sport.
It is. It's crazy.
Weird. But anyway,
we'll find out. We'll find out what happens. So anyway, they win last night 2-0. The losing streak is over. Their first regulation win in 8 games, I believe. And Spezza scores a nice goal. Hyman, jeez, man, what can you say about this guy again? Like, just unbelievable. Again, Zach Hyman having the freaking
Cha-ching,
yeah, no doubt.
cha-ching.
Season of his freaking life, Zach Hyman. Holy Jesus, man, unbelievable. But I don't know, like some main takeaways for me from last night were right off the top. Sheldon Keefe decides to tinker with the lines, not the lineup, same lineup, but he tinkers with the forward lines. He puts Simmons up with Matthews and Marner to start the game. Galchenyuk's back in with Tavares and Nylander. They put the third line back together with Hyman, Engvall, and Mikheyev, and they put the fourth line with Spezza, Joe Thornton, and his first time this season on the fourth line, Alex Kerfoot. So I thought that was interesting. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Before the game, I was saying, I hope he does something. Like you got to do something. And I loved it. I really loved that third line.
Yeah. Okay. He tried on Friday night and a couple previous games. He tried Kerfoot there instead of Engvall, and they don't seem to have the same.
No.
It just doesn't seem to have the same go.
I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, it's got to be those
speed
three.
And Kerfoot's got skill.
No, it's got to be those three.
Those three guys.
It's got to be Goose, man. It's got to be Goose.
It's got to be Goose. I know he tried it, and the second he puts those three on the ice together, it's just, I don't know. And it brings out something in Hyman. All of a sudden, Hyman feels like he's the go-to guy, and he's skating around the net doing a spinorama top shelf.
So awesome.
Who is this guy?
I know. I loved it. Loved every second of it.
But just off topic, 1 second. We need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Did you hear Craig Simpson talking about Matthews' knob?
Yeah, big time. He spent a lot of time talking about.
He talked about his knob a lot.
His knob size is he's rotating his knob size. He's trying different knob sizes, right? He's not sure if he wants a fat one, a thinner one.
He's got a short knob. He's got a long knob. But one thing that Craig Simpson said...
Well, hang on. He's trying to see what feels best with the wrist, right?
Exactly. But you know what he said?
All different size knobs are going to affect that wrist injury, right? So you got to find the right size.
But I think Craig Simpson was wrong. And maybe he played in the NHL. Maybe he knows more than me. But he said if your wrist is sore, you want a big knob.
A big knob.
You want a big knob. And if your wrist is feeling good, you want a little knob. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The work you got to do on a big knob? You're going to do that with a hurt wrist?
Yeah.
What does this guy know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's just like the amount of work going into like just lathering it up with tape, lathering it up, layering it up.
And like gripping it. And you know, like if you're taking a face off, you got to grip it. You got to stroke it a little bit.
Right.
And if it's a giant knob, like that's hard on the wrist.
That's right.
So I think he's wrong. I think it would be a skinny little knob would be easy on the wrist.
Now big knob. Okay. I think his injured wrist is his right hand. I think. And he shoots left. So the injured wrist is right on the knob. He's got it on the knob.
That's what he was talking about. That's why he has an array of knobs.
Yeah, he is really trying to find the right size knob. It's interesting. And so this will lead into what I was going to talk about next.
I can't believe that.
He hasn't found it yet because guess what? This guy hit about 25 fucking goalposts in the last 2 games alone. Can't buy a goal. So the knob is not the right size currently. It is current. I think he broke a knob on the bench last night. I think he broke it right off. He broke one of the knobs right off.
He's like, fuck this knob.
Dude, he's all over the place, bouncing it off the post, left and right, crossbar, ding, post, ding, 20 times over the last 2 games.
And wide open nets, too.
Yeah, like
wide open net hit the post. It's the knob. You know what it's like. Until you feel comfortable with the knob in your hand, you're just... nothing feels right. So he'll get there.
I hope so, but man, it's come on.
What about a medium-sized knob?
Well, for mustache, I don't think that would work. It's got to be big. It's got to be big. I'm for the first time ever, I think I'm with Simpson on this one.
Okay.
The bigger, the better. That's what Simpson said, right? You got to go with the big one if you got a problem with the wrist.
He said when he said when your wrist is hurt, you want a big knob, and
I
then
think
when your wrist is 100%, you go with a smaller knob. And I just thought that was weird because I
it
thought
seems odd.
if I'm holding on to a giant knob and my wrist is sore, like that's going to be a long night. But
it seems odd. So I wonder what he was using last night. Like I wonder if he had the big knob going.
did you see? They showed it. How many fucking knobs?
Yeah, there was all. He's trying to find the right size, but he didn't find it yet. So I think next game he's gonna have the biggest knob.
The biggest knob we've ever seen.
The biggest knob we've ever seen. But I can't believe I'm agreeing with Simpson
right.
for once in my life. But
we'll see. Craig
Simpson
will point it out because he is like his eyes are on the knob 24/7.
Yeah, I think he's seen a few knobs. He knows a thing or two about knobs.
Oh, he's always checking out the knobs on the bench.
Yeah, he works with one every week.
No.
Not this year.
No, not this year, but normally
in previous years.
But yeah, he's gonna
he works with a huge knob.
He's gonna glance down, and if he sees Matthews' knob has gotten bigger, he will point it out on the broadcast.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, big time. He might go down in the dress. Oh no, I guess they can't do that nowadays.
No,
he might just send him a little note down there.
He's
Austin,
he's
bigger.
In the press box with his binoculars, checking out knobs. Like I think Matthews' knob's gotten a little bigger.
Yeah, that'll be good. He won't be calling the game on Thursday, but he will be on Saturday. So we'll see where the size of the knob is come Saturday. I bet it's going to be enormous. It's going to be huge. It's going to be swollen. It's going to be massive, massive knob.
But okay, sorry. Did that segue into something?
Oh, just that, like he was all over it.
Oh, yeah. Right. Sorry. Yeah.
Hitting the post 10 posts a night. Can't bury it. It's obviously the knob.
But in all seriousness, Austin Matthews, when that first one goes in, boom, 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 boom.
It's just going to, he'll have 30 goals in a week.
May I remind you that we're halfway done the season. And when we first did wet puck or dry stick, I asked you if wet puck or dry stick, would Austin Matthews get a hat trick this season? And without hesitation, you said wet puck, wettest puck you've ever seen.
Yep.
Still doesn't have that hat trick this season.
No, but I believe he will. He could have literally had 10 goals in the last 2 games. Like, really, he's getting looks.
As soon as he gets the right size knob.
Yeah, as soon as he finds that sweet, sweet knob, it's going to be, look out. I wouldn't want to be the goalie in net.
Game over.
Facing that knob, I'll tell you that. But, okay, one troubling stat that I found, not just over the last 2 games, but going back to the losing streak, the last 4 or so games, whatever. Holy hell, man. The power play is just dry as a bone. It is a super dry stick. Oh my God. A super dry stick right now. We got dry sticks all over that power play. I'm pretty sure it's like, they're like 0 for 15 in their last 5 games. Like literally that's the stat. That's what the hell, man.
I actually read that during this streak that they've been on, that they've been losing, not only losing wise, have they had the worst record tied with the Buffalo Sabres, but their power play is tied with the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
So they went from having like a power play that could not be stopped to literally the worst power play in the league.
You don't want to be
another funny stat. Connor McDavid, 60 points. Buffalo Sabres combined the entire team, 61 points.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. See, that's
I saw that tweeted, so it might be wrong, but when I saw it, I was like, give me a break.
I wouldn't want to be in any category along with the Buffalo Sabres. That's just not good for
the past
not a good look.
When they went on when they were losing before they won last night, they were tied with the Buffalo Sabres during that stretch for the worst record in the NHL, and their power play was tied with Buffalo for as many offers as they had. What'd you say? 0 for 15?
Yeah, the Leafs in the last like 5 games, 0 for 15 on the power play.
Them and Buffalo are 0 for 15. You don't want to be, in that category.
No.
But what do you do? What do you do to fix it?
That's a good question. I think they would be spending a lot of time in the next 4 days. They were probably off today, but they'll be on the ice for the next 3 days. You got to think power play's got to be top priority. You'd have to think. Like, you can't keep that stat going. There's too many fucking big boys Like, okay, find the right knob size, get out there, and let's get it going. You can't
Absolutely.
like how you can't go 0 for 20, 0 for like where does this slip? Like you got to
No.
start putting it in.
And on the flip side, their penalty kill's gone to shit. So their power play is not doing anything, and their penalty kill is not killing at a very good rate. But do you notice their power play doesn't take enough shots? Like they have the puck and they control it, but they don't take enough shots. Last night,
Little too pretty, eh?
little
Lately?
too pretty. And last night, Wayne Simmons is back, and you could you've said this before. You can hear him
Yeah.
during the game because there's no fans in the building. He's yelling, "Shoot it!" Shoot.
Yes.
Like he's standing right there. He's like, "Shoot it right at me! Shoot it!"
Second game back from a broken groin, and he's like right in front of the net again, where he's just like, whatever, I'll wire it at me. I'll take my chances. Like wire it at me. So
Like, go ahead, shoot it. But
Exactly.
nobody would shoot it at him.
no, well, I think Mitch did a couple times, but I think he hit him once too. I was like, oh, that's not good. But
Oh, Wayne loves it.
yeah, Wayne can take it. Wayne can take a hard shot anywhere.
Oh, he loves it.
But he's got like the perfect size knob, I would think. But anyway,
Obviously he does.
he'll find the net again soon too. Yeah, he put him, and they were switching up. Like last night, they kind of loaded. They went with the one loaded. They didn't really put Thornton and Simmons there. It was back with like Matthews, Marner, Riley, Tavares, and Nylander. They were kind of rolling that.
Yeah, but it's pass.
No, I know. Not a lot of net activity.
No.
When's the
and,
last
and
time?
they're all
Dude,
thinking the same thing. They're all trying to get it to Mustache. And I get it, but
Like our bread and butter here is tip-ins. When is the last
Oh my
time
God.
we saw it? We haven't had a tip-in in a long, long time. Like they have dried up. The tip-ins have dried up significantly. The
Yeah.
tips are dry.
yeah,
The
we're
tips
talking
are
about the
dry.
power play dried up. More importantly, the tip-ins have dried
Yeah,
up.
like someone please go to the net, shoot us a bone. We're dying for a tip-in here. Jeez.
For
I
Christ's
think we've
sake.
had like maybe one in the last month. It has not been good.
No, it has not been good.
Matthews had that one incredible tip
Yeah.
in the last.
But
little
was it a
bit,
good
but-
enough tip to leave you satisfied for 3 weeks?
Well, no, but it was.
We
a
need
special
more. We
tip.
need more.
It was a special tip.
Yeah.
But
You know who
anyway,
needs
so-
a tip? JT. JT needs a tip.
Well, no kidding, man. Okay, so good. So I'll segue to this then. Tavares, Nylander, Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk gets in for his first 2 games, plays. You know, I don't know how much ice time he got. I don't. A lot there was
Doesn't
a-
matter, man. More noticeable than VC.
No, like there was a lot of penalties, and they were killing a lot of they were killing a lot of penalties, and they were on the power play for like I don't know. I think they had 4 power plays, whatever. So and they weren't playing him on the power play. So, what did you think of Galchenyuk's first 2 games?
Like I said, more noticeable than VC.
Well, shit,
That-
man.
But that's basically who he's replacing. You put one on waivers, you brought the other one in. I have no problem with Galchenyuk in that spot. Like he's gonna have to do something eventually, but right now, he's no worse than Kerfoot, and he's better than VC.
I agree. I actually was pretty impressed with him, to be honest. I thought he was hard on the forecheck, a lot harder than I thought he was going to be. Like his reputation is kind of like, oh, he's a floater. He doesn't really play that hard. Like doesn't
He
back
doesn't
check.
look like that.
Didn't look that way to me. He looked like he had some bite to him. And maybe that's just because he knows he's on. That's it. Like this is the last kick of the can for this guy, right? So maybe he's like, okay, I gotta fucking reinvent. Or
I've never
whatever.
seen it. I've never seen his knob though.
No, that's true. But
So, I assume it's adequate. It's an adequate size.
yeah,
That's what I
we'll have to.
But Galchenyuk,
We'll see if Simpson gets the binoculars out next Saturday. We'll try to get a tip from him and see what Galchenyuk's knob's looking like.
Galchenyuk, he's played well, man. He's
2
played
games,
well.
like not small sample size, but I thought he looked good in the 2 games. Like I said, I thought he was hard on the forecheck, and you know,
Has he been any worse than anyone else on that wing?
Look, like I haven't watched this guy. No, not at all. In
That's what
fact,
I
he
mean.
looked better. Like he
That's what I
looked
mean. He
kinda-
looked better than when they were playing VC there.
Right. Oh, for sure, man. Like the guy that I liked there the most was Simmons, but my second would be Galchenyuk at this point right now. And you got to play him up there and see what he can do offensively. Like the guy can obviously bury the puck and create chances. So like we'll see what happens. But I think with Galchenyuk, like I haven't watched him play. He's been, dude, 6, 7 teams, been all over the place the last couple of years, right? But, you know, since he was in Montreal, I haven't really watched him play a game when he was struggling or whatever. Like, I remember watching this guy play when he was like very noticeable when he played for the Montreal Canadiens. So, like, yeah, I was just his reputation. I was just kind of expecting, like, okay, like, what's he gonna do? Like, skate up and down the ice and not be involved and whatever. But that's
one of those guys where if he doesn't have the puck or he's not on offense, you don't notice him.
That's not what I saw at all.
No,
like banging people, like trying to create stuff, even if he didn't have the puck, like finishing checks, back checking, like,
yeah.
Again,
but like you say, he probably knows this is it.
Yeah, he has to make this work, or he's
playing on a line with Nylander and Tavares, and he probably wants to keep that spot.
He's never going to have a better chance to keep his career going than like he's lucky to have this opportunity.
Yeah.
So, dude, make it work. I hope he does make it work, because if he can build off of these 2 games and progress more, I don't have a problem with giving Alex Galchenyuk a go. Why not? Why not? So we'll see. Bring the physicality and wait for your chances to like bury a couple and make sure you got the right knob size, and we'll see what's up. Maybe they got a spot for him. So
it's very important to always have the right knob size.
Do you think that will affect what Dubas does at the deadline or trade wise? Like, do you think if they're like, okay, Galchenyuk can play in this spot, so we're good?
Like I said, I think things have been altered with the way the goaltending's gone. I don't know if locking up a forward is their number one priority. Probably still is. But we will see. We'll have to do a new segment on the show about knob sizes.
Oh, 100%.
Like, who's got the biggest knob on the team?
100%. 100%. But
probably Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, I'd say so. But you never know. You never know. Bogosian.
Bogosian. He probably uses a big knob.
But like
Muzzin.
Yeah, 100%. But well, Jumbo, I mean, they come on now.
Jesus. Forgot about Jumbo.
So
he uses like the 90s knob.
Yeah. I mean,
giant.
There you go. But what I'm trying to say here is that the trade thing, like, you know, they were looking for a spot to fill that spot on the second line. And like, if Galchenyuk can be that guy, then where else do they look? Like, are they content with Engvall playing on that third line? Are they content with that in the playoffs, or do they want to upgrade at the third line center position? And do they want to bring in someone else to play? If it ends up being Spezza and Thornton on the fourth line, do you want Kerfoot there, or do you want somebody with a little more?
Do you want $3 million on your fourth line?
No, I don't.
I don't either. You got $3 million. He's supposed to be your third line center, and you got Goose as your third line center.
Yeah.
The way that third line's playing, the chemistry that you're seeing on that third line, like, it is unbelievable how many times it doesn't even matter who's on the ice. Calgary's number 1 line, Calgary's number 2 line, they're hemming them in their own zone.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with that. And you can see Keefe goes back to it a lot.
Sheldon had been trying. He'd been trying some different things and whatever, but I think he's getting to a point now where he's like, okay, if it's working, we're doing that. That's what we're doing.
He will pull Hyman off that line, and he'll throw him when they were down by a goal. He plays Hyman. He double shifts Hyman, which is crazy. Hyman's become like the star of the team, but he'll throw Hyman with Marner and Matthews to try to get something going. But he keeps going back to that third line, and I don't blame him for going back to that third line. It's clicking. Why fuck with it? Yeah. How many times do you get a third line doing that much? Like, normally third lines, you don't even talk about them. We're talking about this third line every fucking podcast.
No, I know. Well, it's because of Hyman. Really, that is the truth. But like,
it is because of Hyman.
Do you think
Goose and Mikheyev are doing?
No, I know,
but in that line too.
It's because of Hyman, I'm sure. But
well, he's scoring.
What do you think? Okay, Simmons. Okay, is the Joe Thornton experiment over with Matthews and Marner?
I think it's you can't play him 20 minutes a night. So yeah.
Okay, can you? But Simmons though. Does Simmons open up a little more space for those guys? You would think he would.
Honestly, I think he played Simmons. I don't think Simmons is there for the long haul. I think he played Simmons there because Sutter kept trying to get Lucic on Matthews.
Yeah.
And I think Keefe saw that. You saw the hits Lucic was laying on Matthews. I think he saw that and he put Simmons out there because Lucic might think twice about doing something dirty if Simmons is on the ice. I don't think he put that there as a strategy for future games. I think he did it because of Lucic.
So what do you think he goes back to then? Simmons goes back to the fourth line and Joe goes back up, or what do you think?
They won, right? They won, so maybe he goes with the same lineup. He's been going with Thornton, Matthews, Marner for so long. I just can't see him going away from it.
Like, I wouldn't have a problem with rotating, leave Hyman where he is and let that line do their thing. Maybe you rotate Thornton and Simmons on that top line, and so that they're not killing themselves both with fucking 20 minutes a night.
No, you can knock them down, and whoever's playing better plays more that night.
Sure.
And
then the other guy gets more fourth line shifts.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
I like that idea. You can start with Thornton there and then put Simmons up, and that's a great idea.
To keep Hyman, like, you don't have to always throw Hyman up there. Keep Hyman where he is. Keep that
when you're down by
a
goal with 5 minutes left. Throw Hyman on both lines.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Honestly, they were better.
He's scoring on probably the most consistent basis out of anybody on the team this season.
They pulled the goalie with 7 minutes left in that one game. I think it was Winnipeg, right? Or was it Ottawa?
It was like 6 minutes left, but yeah,
like 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, Winnipeg, I think.
Okay. They did not give up an empty net goal in all those games, and they were pulling the goalie really early.
Yeah.
So it works, man. Whatever they're doing, throwing Hyman up there on the top line when they pull the goalie, it works. It just works.
No, you're right. Dude,
the empty nets got a better save percentage than Freddie Anderson in that.
Yeah, well, fuck.
During that stretch.
It's crazy, man. Hyman killing penalties, scoring goals, like checking, contributing on whatever line they put him on. Dude, this guy. I know it's going to be quite the interesting offseason negotiation. Fuck, I would just be talking to him. I'd pull him into a room right now and say, Zach, write a number down and tell me like what realistically you're going to need to stay here.
Do you remember when Babcock had him on that line and everybody wanted him off?
Dude, he's gotten, yeah.
You remember when Babcock played him with on the top line, and Babcock was like, well, he gets the puck. He gets the goddamn puck.
Okay, you know what? I'll tell you this.
And everyone was like, you're an idiot. He's a bottom six forward.
Hyman played really well under Babcock. He plays well every night, but I think his game has progressed significantly under Sheldon Keefe.
You didn't see end-to-end rushes. The move he pulled last night, scoring his goal, that's not Hyman from 2020.
But
that's Hyman 2021. Baby.
Do you think Babcock in past practices was like running practices like trying to get Hyman the puck and wanting Hyman? No, but do you think Keefe is like, hey, you obviously got some skills, so let's bring that out more? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think his game has like, he was great before, but under Keefe, he has been incredible.
Yeah. And you would think that being put on the third line would be a demotion, but it's actually brought out more from Hyman.
Yeah, I think he's cool playing. He does everything. He kills penalties. He's up and down the lineup. He does fucking everything. Everything.
Obviously has a perfect size knob. This season, perfect size knob.
Perfection. Right in the wheelhouse knob size. He knows exactly the right knob size. Exactly the right size. For all occasions. His
wrist never gets tired.
Versatile knob. He's got the right size knob for all occasions.
That's what she said.
Uh-huh.
All right, where do you want to take it?
I got nothing left, dude. We're done.
All right.
It's only one game.
We're going to come back next Saturday night. Leafs play Ottawa on Thursday, and then get ready for a hell of a week. Edmonton, Winnipeg, following that Ottawa game. Does Campbell start Thursday night? We will find out on Thursday. Does Campbell start Saturday night? We'll find out Saturday. We don't know what's going on, but for the Tippin Maple Leafs podcast, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tippin Maple Leafs podcast, on YouTube at the Tippin Maple Leafs podcast. Hit like, hit subscribe, and then check out our website, tippinsportsmedia.com, where you can just watch all the YouTube clips. There's even a few Brazzers clips on there. And then you can find the podcast wherever you listen to it. You can buy a t-shirt. You can sign up for our email list, whatever you want to do. You can also email us at tippinpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us how shitty we're doing. And until next Saturday.
And also, you can let us know what you think the perfect size knob is as well. Please chime in on that.
That's right.
The Leafs are still hanging on to first spot in the North Division, technically tied in points with 42 with the Edmonton Oilers, but the Leafs have 2 games in hand, so they have not been taken over. They are still first spot in the North.
They have been in first spot since like the 3rd week of the season.
They have. Let's keep it going. Let's go on a winning streak this week. Beat the Sens, beat Edmonton. We'll have a good podcast next Saturday, and
Yes.
we will.
We will catch you later. And Dale's right. Don't forget to comment on Facebook and Instagram with what size knob you think is best, or what size knob is best for you.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
until next Saturday, we'll catch you later, everybody.
Catch you later. Go Leafs.